You are watching a Facebook Live. Please do post any questions or comments you've got below and we will try and answer them as best we can. But of course, Chris Froome is all set to win the Tour de France. It will be his fourth win in 5 years. Pretty astounding feat. And only been beaten really by a handful of cyclists who've made it 5 wins. So he passed through here in the centre of Marseille about an hour ago. Of course, it was all part of the time trial on the penultimate stage of this Tour de France. I should say, when he got to the velodrome and passed the finish line, he was greeted by a few boos. But a few people I've spoken to here have been supporting him, that's for sure. And we're going to bring in a few of those now. So first of all, Luke, you've followed the whole of the tour. You've even taken part in it. How's it been?
It's been amazing, yeah. So we've been out for just over a week. Did the amateur stage last Sunday, which was incredible. It just gives you an appreciation for what these guys do day in, day out. And for Froome to come out on top after 3 weeks, as he's done for the 4th time, 3rd year in a row, it's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
And he's extended his lead now, 54 seconds. And you're going to be heading to Paris tomorrow, and he looks set to win. How exciting is that going to be?
I think it's just going to be an incredible atmosphere. We've been to Paris a couple of times before, and the energy, the enthusiasm, the number of people that come out on the streets of Paris to kind of celebrate cycling, and a couple of French people up there as well. So, no, it'll be incredible, absolutely amazing. And
going to bring you in now, if that's okay, James. You were inside. What was the atmosphere like in there?
Yeah, it was good. He did get a few boos at one point from some of the French fans. I think a bit of a partisan crowd. But
they'd boo anyone, wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. It is in French. But no, at the end, everyone was appreciative of his efforts, and he did well to get close to winning the stage.
And it's been difficult for him, hasn't it? Because he's had mechanical problems, he lost the lead, he had to win it back. How difficult has this been for him in comparison to other years?
Well, he didn't have to do any running this year, so that was quite good. But no, he hasn't had all his own way. Lost the lead for the first time, but no, he's come back strong and really shown that he's the true all-rounder, and which he needs to do to win the Tour de France.
Great, it's interesting, isn't it? I should point out that when we spoke to Chris Froome last week on Sky News, he said that this would be his greatest achievement to date because he has had so many issues over the course of this tour, not least the mechanical issues and then losing the lead and having to gain it back, if you like. But he's regained that yellow jersey. And everyone heading to Paris tomorrow, like I said, I've been looking for some British fans. There haven't been a great deal here, so I've managed to get hold of you guys. Have you seen many inside?
There's definitely been fewer than previous years, I think, but definitely dotted around the course at different places. You see a few British flags. Yeah, it's a shame, a few riders, Cav and people, had to pull out halfway through the race. But yeah, there's still a good. The die-hard fans are still out here supporting.
And we got a question coming in. How has the atmosphere been watching the race?
Yeah, been really incredible. Especially we've been on some of the climbs, the Izard and the Galibier, and I think it's been a race of the mountains, and the atmosphere at the top of those peaks has just been insane. Yeah.
And do you reckon can he do it again next year? Because 5 is the record, isn't it?
Yeah. So next year you can match it. Don't see why not. I think he'll be determined to carry on and see if he can break some records in the process. Yeah.
Got another question here. Jimmy's saying the Sky team was so strong for the rest of the field, and Chris Froome was the leader that would not give up. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I suppose so. They certainly had their strongest team. They won the team competition as well. So he's got a great set of cyclists around him.
And coming into today, the time trial, I mean, that's probably his strength, isn't it? So he was probably going to be one of the favourites here, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think there was kind of a bit of pressure on him because he's not won a stage. And so to be one of only, I think, 7 people who've won the Tour without winning a stage, definitely the pressure was on him, and I think he was expected to perform. And coming 3rd, only 6 seconds off the top spot, he did really well. He went hard today, but obviously he didn't want to crash and lose it all. So, no, I think he did a really good performance.
And watching him come through here was absolutely incredible. It got so exciting.
Oh, it did, especially as he was really close to Bardet, and you wondered, is he going to catch him before the velodrome? Is he going to not? And really close. I think if he had overtaken Bardet before the velodrome, the French fans would have lynched him. So he probably played it safe and stayed behind.
Oh, and we got John saying it must be Sir Chris after this. What do you make of that?
Well, there's Sir Chris Hoy, Sir Bradley Wiggins, he's yet another cycling legend in British sport. So I can't see.
It is pretty impressive, isn't it? Because tomorrow it's going to be the 5th year consecutively that we've had the UK national anthem played at the Champs-Elysees.
Yeah, true. And it's not just Froome, it's people like Yates doing well. Shame Cavendish crashed out, but he's set to break some records if he carries on as well. So no, it's looking good.
And you guys are amateur cyclists. How do people like this kind of inspire you? Because it really has taken off in the UK, hasn't it, cycling?
It has in a big way. In a big way, you see more and more people out in the roads where we're from, St Bath and Bristol Way. You see
like me, yeah.
so many more people out there. It's incredible. So I definitely think, as James said, the kind of all those British names in cycling on the track and in the Tour de France, places like that, have got inspired a whole, not even like multiple generations of people to get on their bike and give it a go.
People are saying, do we know how the riders get to Paris tomorrow? I think we do, don't we?
Yeah, put private jets, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Not like us got to slog it up on the motorway.
No, we're on the train at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. You take our bike?
Yeah, we'll leave you guys to the bikes. We'll see what happens. Let's see. If you are just joining us, of course, we are here in Marseille doing a Facebook Live because Chris Froome seems all set to win at the Tour de France 2017. In his own words, he said it will be his greatest achievement yet. So he is set to do that speech on the Champs-Elysees tomorrow, just saying that we are heading there. We will have full coverage here on Sky News. Keeping an eye on your questions. Grayson saying, well done, Chris, incredible. Surely you will be knighted. A few people saying that on Facebook. Thanks very much. Keep your comments coming in. Joined by a couple of fans here who followed the tour the whole way round. It must have been an incredible experience.
It has, yeah, just the kind of the ups and downs, and this year has been so much closer than any other year that it's been, and kind of every day you're not sure who's going to end up in yellow, and Chris just always doing enough to stay there, to stay at the front. So it's been close, it's been interesting, it's been exciting.
And a cyclist yourself, when your head goes down because he lost the lead, how much does it take to get back up there?
I think he was always pretty determined. He knew what his goal was on the outset, and he wasn't completely lost. And I think he knew if he stuck in it and battled through that he would come out on top. So I think he would have been determined to have done that.
And are you looking forward to seeing him tomorrow because he does the whole kind of high-fiving, meeting the crowds?
Yeah, I think it would just be the kind of the perfect end to it, and I expect they'll do the thing where they will line up arms around their shoulders as they kind of cross the line together. Shame not to have some British sprint representation, although Ben Swift could be a contender tomorrow for the win. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting day.
And what does Chris Froome do for the sport, for guys like you who watch and are keen amateur cyclists?
Well, I think the British interest and the successes that we've had has inspired loads of people to get out on their bikes and join cycling clubs and yeah, just get into cycling. So it's been great.
Certainly, I mean, we all live Bristol, Bath. It's certainly very big there. Thanks very much for speaking to us. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest and the final day tomorrow, which is going to be a cracker, I'm sure. So I've got lots of questions coming in. I hope I've answered most of them. I should point out that here in Marseille there has been security stepped up. You'll know that France is a country on very high terror alert, and so there is an increased presence for sure. They are packing up here now, as you will see. There were big crowds earlier on, but most people are heading to Paris, where the culmination, the grand finale, and the pomp and circumstance will take place tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching this Facebook Live. Do watch our television report that's going out on Chris Froome later on tonight, and of course we'll have more coverage tomorrow on Sky News. Thanks very much for watching.